You all, since Cash Rock recently verified that the things that others have been noting about trying her are genuine, it appears that she is finally getting an unwanted taste of humble pie. She must now seek assistance and deal with his health concerns, as she ought to have done from the start. However, Christian still finds it difficult to believe that she might be connected to her son's current problems because she is reportedly having a lot of guilt. In an attempt to assist her son in becoming closer to his siblings and establishing a true family, she has turned to religion for support and direction, and has also been speaking with Blueface's mother, Clarissa, about her co-baby mama moms, Jade and Alexis. The crazy thing about all of this is that, despite fans' persistent pleas for her to pay attention to what is directly in front of her, Cash has been denying for months that her son might want some help. Crescent Jr. isn't reaching those milestones. According to several of her friends and people close to the issue who have seen him, how they are expected to the problem is that he was always being compared to Halo, who is over 2 years old and has become everyone's favorite online nephew. Thanks to his adorable little self, people began to notice that Chrisean's son lacked hand-eye coordination and head movement when they watched her give birth live on Instagram. Her son was constantly with her or nearby during her live broadcast. However, what truly got folks talking was when they saw him sob during Christian's live defense of the blue face tattoo she had on her face. As soon as people learned that worried fans were contacting her and urging her to take her infant to the doctor right away, it sounded nearly like a cat was weeping and dying. However, Christian essentially disregarded them, acting as though they were merely haters attempting to spoil her happiness as a new mother. She said that there was nothing wrong with her son and that others on the internet were simply projecting things onto him. And she continued to share videos of herself and her infant son. Frequent parties and heavy drinking during her pregnancy meant that no one was letting up on money. And who can forget that at 5 months pregnant, her doctor told her she was too far along to end the pregnancy, so she literally sobbed and went for an ultrasound? It's too late, really. However, that wasn't all, since viewers began examining Cash's films more closely and saw that he possessed the majority of the physical characteristics linked to fetal alcohol syndrome. Online medical professionals claim that Cash's son had every physical sign of fetal alcohol syndrome. His eyes were tiny and had creases at the corners. He had an extremely small head, a flat mid-face, and exceptionally huge, low-set ears. The high-pitched scream you all heard in these recordings may have been caused by newborns and alcohol withdrawal. He hadn't been reaching for food or anything else put in front of him until Christian brought it right in front of him, where he couldn't miss it. We'd never seen him walk, talk, hold a spoon, laugh, or do anything else that a 1-year-old child should be doing when they knock on something. People also notice that when photos are taken of him, his pupils reflect back as white instead of red, which could indicate that there is something wrong with his vision. The reaction continued to increase. Christian gradually removed her son from the internet, claiming that she was only doing it for his privacy. However, Christian has started attending church more frequently lately and bringing her son along. And since she decided to remove him from the internet, This is one of the few occasions that people have had the opportunity to see him in that manner. Fans quickly pointed out that not much has changed with chrisean since we last saw Cash's son, even though there aren't many videos of him online. Therefore, all of that bullshit about her wanting to give him some privacy was done so that she would be forgiven and not held responsible. Keep in mind that he will be turning to this video in a few months, and there is still a significant difference between where he is now and where he should be in terms of his growth. I am aware that some of you will argue that she won't have the first or last child with special needs. The fact that her activities during her pregnancy may have contributed to it, however, is what has people furious. She is currently searching for a miracle to change these circumstances over supper. Given that she's going back and attempting to get him the support and treatment he needs for a long time, and that Christian and Blueface's mother weren't on good terms, it appears that Christian may have realized that she didn't manage things well. Since Christian became pregnant, Clarissa and Jaden Alexis Blueface have had another baby mama. While Jaden and Blueface were still together, she is now urging them to set aside their disagreements so that their boy can have his family with him, since she realizes that she needs an entire community and support structure to help with her son. However, despite everything she has done to put things right for Cone Jr., some continue to believe that she should accept public responsibility instead of continuing to pretend that she was ignorant of her actions. From her hospital stay to the way the babies spin a bento, her missing Blueface's operations, IDC undoubtedly had that child only to keep him in her life. She clearly doesn't care about the baby. Rock and Rash should go to Hubble hockey sticks, as they did yesterday, in my opinion. I believe she is aware of her responsibility for her son's failures every time I witness him with a weapon. And she's in a lot of pain behind closed doors. She is aware that she is to blame, but she still refuses to confront reality. She will simply keep praying that he recovers. However, do you believe Cash will ever accept responsibility for her actions throughout her pregnancy? Post your opinions in the comment section. Additionally, there will be more in the future, so be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the upcoming video.